Morning, my nice people. Just getting up. It's 8 in the morning, Friday morning, and I wanted to bring you along to get ready with me. Just woke up. I have like a little bit of neck pain. I don't know if it's from my pillow, my bed, but anyway, let me show you Muñeco. This is my roommate. He's been in my life since 2008. I love him so much. His name is Muñeco. Say hi! But yeah, we're gonna go get ready. I'm gonna go take him for his walk. I'll show you a little bit of that. And then I'll show you everything else we do leading up to getting to work and what I will be doing at work today. So I'll see you soon. So here we are, taking our short walk. I usually take him on 2 walks in the morning. The first one so he can pee and poop, and then the second one he will usually poop again, and if he doesn't, then that's fine. I'm like sleepy. I need to like wake up. I'm not awake. I'm not like a crazy coffee person. Like I don't need coffee to wake up. I just need to be in a more fast-paced environment. So once I get to work, that's when I'll be like, all right, time to start work. Time to be up and at 'em and cheerful and more energy filled. So I picked out an outfit, which is this one. It's a Frida shirt. Probably wear my salmon colored sneakers. I have a pair of Adidas that are a salmony color, which I will show you shortly, but I usually like to match my earrings or match the earrings to some part of my outfit. So for example, there's a little bit of orange here, which is why I'm wearing orange earrings, and on occasion I'll do my makeup, but that's not going to be today. Maybe some mascara later, but I don't really feel like wearing mascara just now. But we're gonna go have breakfast next. I'll see you there. So it is 10:09 and I'm headed to work. Now it's 10:09 and I'm headed to work. I gotta adjust my seat because it's a little up too close. I don't know. When I drive, I don't like to sit too close to the steering wheel. So I have like this much space between the steering wheel and myself. But you know what's something I was thinking about last night actually was about how, back in 2018, I started working at the country club, to be exact. July of 2018, July 20th of 2018, I started working at the country club. I started out as a server, working part-time. Actually, let me tell you this story of how I ended up working at a country club. So back in 2018, in July of 2018, I was at work. I used to work at Smashburger here in New Jersey. I was at work, at Smashburger. You go up to the customer goes up to the register, orders what they're gonna get, and then if they're gonna sit, we just ask them to sit wherever they would like to sit, and we'll take their food over to them. So I took someone's order. I finished taking everyone's order online, so everyone was either waiting for the pickup order or their like dine-in order. So then I was like, well, let me go check out the table, see how everyone's doing, see if they like their food, and then clear stuff away, because that's how things work at Smashburger. So I went over to a few tables. I cleared their trays of food away, and then I approached this one table, and I went and I went to the table. There was a gentleman. He was bald, had glasses on, and he just seemed like a very professional business type person. I went up to him and I was like, "Hi, could I clear your tray for you?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, thank you." He says to me, he's like, "Well, I've seen you here a few times." He's like, "I don't know if you've seen me." I'm like, "Well, I'm not really sure. I come to work to do my job, and then that's it. I come to work to do my job. No one really kind of sticks out to me as a sore thumb. I kind of just try to keep it. Everything I do, I try to be very professional with it." So, he says to me, he's like, I've noticed that you don't wait for anyone to tell you what to do. Like, after you finish one thing, you take the initiative and go and look for something else to do. And I'm like, yeah, I like to keep myself busy. I like to keep things organized. I'm here to provide a service to the customers. He's like, well, you should come work for me. He's like, I would pay you this much an hour, and you could start part-time, and then if you decide you like it, you could work full-time there. So I said to him, I'm like, mind you, I wasn't looking for a job at the time because I was working at Smashburger, and I had my 40 hours a week, so I was good. And, on occasion, I would get overtime, so then, there was always money coming in. So then I said to him, he was like, "Take my card and email me some questions, and I'll answer whatever questions you have, I'll answer them for you." So I said to him, I'm like, okay, I went home and I spoke to a few friends about it, and, I was just kind of marinating the idea, I'm not really looking for a job, but, they were going to pay me a few dollars more than what I was currently making. So I was like, let's do it. So, I decided to write different, I looked up questions on Google of like what you can ask an employer, what things you should want to know about a job that you're going to be working for. So one of them was, are there any benefits involved? He was like, well, as a part-time, you don't really get benefits, but once you become full-time, after a 3 months probationary period, you get benefits. Dental's only half a dental plan, so I was like, I really wasn't interested because I pay for a dental plan out of pocket, which I will probably talk to you in another video. But so like, you would get, your full health insurance, you would get a 401k, you would get a pension. Well, 401k pension is just about the same thing. And you would get employee meals. They make employee meals around 3 o'clock. And I was like, okay, like, what about attire? Like, what kind of, is there a uniform I have to wear, or specific color pants, so on and so forth? I was but I was asking all the questions I could think of. So he was like, well, how about you do this? Why don't you come in and see me on this date at 3 o'clock? And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll come by. I still remember the day I had the interview. I drove up. I was like nervous. I was like, okay, I'm here. What do I do? He was like, well, come inside and fill out an application. Because I need to have something on record about you and that they spoke to you and everything that was discussed. So I went in, filled out an application. After I finished, I met up with him. His name is we'll call him Pablo. Only because, the people that I work with, they might not want their name revealed. Pablo took me along for a tour of the club. He took me throughout the golf course, showed me the halfway house, showed me just about everything that's at the place that I would be working at. And then, I sat down and spoke to the manager, and, they were like, oh, you can start on this day. This is what you would have to wear. Get black pants, get work shoes. If you want, we have like a work shoe brochure that you can look at. They could give you a discount towards shoes. I was like, okay, let's give this a shot. Mind you, I was very nervous, so it took me roughly I did pass my 3-month probationary period, so I did get the full benefits, thank God, because God knows that nowadays everyone needs benefits. So I did pass the probationary period. And then, you know, it took me a year to get used to things because, well, I worked as a server at a senior home in the past, and well, it was at the senior home you kind of had to do everything yourself. Like, you know, you had to put the order in, take the order to the table, hand it out. At the country club, they actually have a person for everything. They have a busser, they have a server, they have a runner. And, you know, your busser is pretty much the one that clears everything and resets the table. So the server focuses on just taking the drinks, the order, and making sure everything's okay. So, you know, I had to kind of learn to, like, kind of be on my own, but not to feel too pressured. The POS system was a little complicated to learn because if you never worked at a country club, the dynamic's different. You know, as a server, I didn't like country club and a senior home dinner are two different kind of settings, POSs and everything. But, you know, it took the year for me to learn everything and be a pro at my job. You know, I made sure that I learned all the member names. And you know, I mean, now it's been actually 3 years now. And, you know, just thinking back to in 2018, when I first started working at the country club, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen from here on. But, you know, it's actually been one of the best things that could have happened to me. I'm in a pretty stable place in every aspect of the word. And I am very happy and fortunate to have been, for Pablo to have found me when he did, because this job was kind of exactly what I needed in my life. And, you know, just the drive that I take there every day is like the best drive in the world. Like, my job does not feel like a job to me because I fully enjoy it. I appreciate it. The people that I work with are sweethearts, and vice versa. You know, I want to consider myself a sweetheart. You know, I have a little bit of character. You know, I have also gotten promoted twice, actually. Sometime right before the summer, I got promoted to shift leader, and currently, and a little bit after my birthday, I got promoted to captain. So as a captain, I am in charge of all the servers and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that if they have nothing to do, I look for something for them to do. So, you know, as a captain, my job is to make sure that everyone's always doing something, that they're always doing their job, that they're doing it the most accurately, that they're giving their best performance, and that, you know, they're just there, you know, in case a member needs them, in case they're needed for anything. So, I mean, I have gotten promoted twice, and I have gotten, you know, my appropriate raises according to the position that I've been asked to do. And, you know, life is just great. Like, I literally feel like I'm on top of the world. And, well, I'm like halfway to work. But, I mean, I will definitely share more stories with you about my life. You know, I try to be a very happy and positive person. Obviously, not everything in a person's life is always going to be happy and positive. I might tell you about, you know, a dark part of my life. I'm still thinking about it because, you know, I don't want to trigger anyone's mental state with stories, because sometimes when you tell something to someone, it does leave an impression on people, and I don't want to leave like a negative impression on anyone. But yeah, you know, I mean, it goes to show that sometimes when you least expect it, great things happen, and that's literally what would happen with this job. But yeah, I will get into more detail about other things that, like, you know, my life, my job. So yeah, you know, I've definitely learned in life that it's good to share some things, but not everything. There has to be parts of your life that have to be private. So, yeah. So we'll be at work shortly. So I'll show you a little bit of things that I do to get ready for work, even though you already know, but I like sharing that because it's something that brings me so much joy to do, is to go to work. Today I'm actually going to be a bartender, and I'm actually going to bartend because the bartender in one of our other settings, which is the grill room, she took some time off for herself, for personal time. So, you know, it's always nice, and you know, I'm always happy to help in however way I can. So I actually start my shift in a few minutes or so. So I'll show you what it takes to get ready for being bartender of the day. Now we're in the parking lot. We're walking over to the building behind the trees.